Hi guys, welcome to Kaizen View.
This is Aditya, and in this video, we will explain the process of doing site due diligence in detail for an interior fit out site. This is part 2 of an earlier video about due diligence. If you missed the earlier one, I have given the link in description for easy reference. Now let's dive in straight. How to do due diligence. I have divided the whole process in 10 steps for an easier understanding. Step 1 is the location analysis of the site. The site location is determined along with site accessibility, nearest amenities like bus stand, metro station, hospitals, etc. Understanding the geographical location is important to know ahead in advance to determine the lead time it will take for material deliveries, especially if the site is in a remote area. What about if there is a mishap during construction? Where would be the nearest hospital? This gives a basic idea on geographical location as well as the nearby facilities. Step 2 is floor plate analysis. Floor plate analysis means the determination of different zones on a floor plate. This includes the determination of service elevator, passenger elevator, staircases, fire exits, washroom and their types such as men's, women's, handicapped, shafts, AHUs, etc. The idea here is to understand the placement and verify the counts of these services as per the building code. For example, the farthest distance from any point in the site to the nearest fire exit should be less than the number specified by the code. Also, as per the building area, the provision of water closets, urinals, wash basins have to be as per the minimum number given in the building code. Once you're done with floor plate analysis, you move on to step 3, which is site measurements. Some key measurements like column to column, floor to slab, floor to beam bottom are noted down. The importance of site measurements can never be overemphasized. There are so many factors depending on them, such as designing the spaces or planning for running MEP services over the ceiling. If the column to column distance is different at site from the drawing, your designated spaces will not fit, and if you don't have enough clear space above your ceiling for running HVAC ducts, you will have to lower down your ceiling. Step 4 is to check the floor margins. This may seem very trivial but is very critical. If you're planning to run underfloor services, for running electrical raceways, an ideal margin of 100 mm should be there. Otherwise, you will have problems such as floor cracks later in the project. Step 5 is to check the dilapidation status of the site. Dilapidations means to check the status of repairs which are required in the building. This is especially significant for old buildings which have a certain level of wear and tear which can affect the fit-out works. So essentially, you're checking the condition of facade glass, the condition of building structure, any markings or water leakages, any signs of water leakages, condition of existing floor, fire doors, etc. It is important to document the dilapidation and share the report with the builder before you take site handover so that the builder can acknowledge the state of repairs required. Now we move on to checking the status of MEP services in the next steps. Step 6 involves checking of firefighting system. Firefighting system should be operational and is a must to get a fire safety clearance from authorities, without which the building cannot be occupied. The installed upright sprinklers arrangement needs to be checked for any missing sprinklers. The pressure gauge reading needs to be checked to ascertain if the line is charged or not. The location of sprinkler line tap off for pendant sprinklers needs to be noted down along with the diameter of pipe, because that will govern the number of pendant sprinklers that can be designed as per the standard code. The location of fire hose cabinet, FHC, also needs to be determined and checked if it has all the accessories like fire hose reel, nozzle, valve, fire extinguisher, etc. Step 7 is checking the installed HV system provided by the builder. This will include checking the installed AHU units, noting down their capacities, checking the condition of the filter, which will generally require replacement. Understand the HV system which is used by the builder. Generally, it's chiller based. Check for the chiller capacity and the chilled water temperature it provides. Also checking the location of outdoor units if required to be placed understanding the feasibility of running copper pipes and the ventilation provided in the area. The fresh air intake and exhaust provisions provided at the site needs to be documented as well. Step 8 is checking the plumbing provisions in the building. This includes checking the availability of water supply and drain tap-offs. Typically, there is plumbing shaft available in a building which houses both these tap-offs. But it is important to check not only the location of plumbing shaft but also get the tap-offs physically checked. In case of washroom provisioning points being provided in your fit-out premises, it is critical to check the drain points are working and not clogged. This can be checked by simply letting some water flow through the drain and see if it passes clearly. Step 9 is the checking of electrical systems and earthing provisions. Here you need to check the location of the electrical shaft, location of the electrical panel, and the maximum load available for your premises rated in amperes. This is important to know beforehand because that will govern the design of your electrical systems. Your complete system has to be designed as per the maximum load available at the electrical tap-off. Also needs to be checked is the provision of redundancy in power supply. This basically means to have an additional power supply source other than the primary source, which can provide current when there is a breakdown in the primary. This is critical for locations where power failures are common and a single source supply can be problematic for servers. Along with it, generator backup with its capacity needs to be checked as well. Location of earthing pits and the cabling routes needed to be checked for providing earth connections to your server, UPS, workstation UPS and non-UPS power. A separate earth pit and cabling is required for all separate systems. Step 10 is the review of low voltage systems. Low voltage systems include all systems which run on low voltage power such as fire alarm, public address system, internet fiber cabling. Check the builder fire alarm panel and how the integration between builder fire alarm and fire alarm of your premises will happen and at what location. See if there is a PA system provisioned by the builder. Again, check for the integration points between your PA system and the builder's PA system. Locate the LV shaft and MPOE room, minimum point of entry room. The LV shaft houses all cables related to LV systems, while MPOE room, minimum point of entry room, is the room provided by the builder where all the telecommunications cables enter the building as a first point of entry. This is where you will have to run your cables for getting internet and phone lines. So understanding the routes is important. Guys, these are the most typical 10 steps you need to follow for doing due diligence for any building before you take possession and commence on the interior fit-out work. These steps can be reviewed in any order. It's just for the sake of understanding I have given the numbering. I hope you liked the video. Please share your comments and queries. Thanks for your time.